Hi there, so today is another video of the followers pick my color combination series. Should I call it that? I don't know. I still have some requests that I didn't do, and one of them was actually my boyfriend's, and he said, I just want to read it to you because it's golden. He said, brown and black with gold dust. I'm just going to assume that he means gold glitter, but I think I know what he means. This, like the brown and black with gold combination. When I was in high school and I was looking for makeup inspiration for prom or for fancier birthdays, for example, most of the time I had a black dress and I was wearing gold accessories. So I was going on YouTube or Pinterest and I was looking black and gold makeup tutorial. And I think my look today is what I was expecting to find when I was looking for those tutorials. Let's get into it. It's going to be fun. Like a glam, golden, neutral look. Okay, I will prime my eyelids with a little bit of concealer. I do have my brows already done. I actually filmed another video. I'm trying to do 5 times a week uploading. I just feel like I have I feel like I'm able to do that, considering the fact that I still do not have a job. And I want to speed up the process of growing on YouTube. I just hope that in a few weeks or months or whatever I won't need a job anymore. I don't know why, I'm still hoping for that. What I mean is I will turn social media into my job. I truly hope so. But we'll see. I will give my all. I will try my best. Let's moisturize these lips. Okay, I'm going to use a palette that I have not used in a while. My Soft Glam by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I used to use this a lot on my clients. Like you can see, it's almost panned. Oops, I'm sorry. I just stabbed it with my nail. This is a wonderful neutral palette. I really love it. So like I said, I was using it a lot on my clients. Lately, since I moved, I did not have any clients, so I didn't really reach for this. But we'll use it today. Most of the time I'm doing colorful looks, that's why I didn't reach for this particular neutral palette. Okay, let's start simple with our transition shade. I'm going to use Burnt Orange, this one right here. I'm going to pick it up on a Sigma E25 brush. This is my most used shade in this palette. It's just a nice transition. Not if you have very fair skin though. To me it's like almost at the limit. You can see it's almost too dark, but it still works as a transition shade. I'm just going to buff this in my crease, and I'm actually going to extend it a little bit in my outer corner. And we're not going to do a wing liner today, but I'm going to do a more extended eyeshadow shape. I picked up some more and then I'm stamping it on my outer corner as well. And then whatever is left, again, I'm buffing into my crease. You can see I'm doing a little flicking motions of the brush. And here in my outer corner, I don't press hard on my brush. I'm being very gentle with it. I'm barely touching my skin, so I can really diffuse it into my skin. Next I want to deepen things out, and I'm going to use the shade Rustic right here. You can see I'm using the same shades, the one that are penned. I could use Sienna, but it's a little bit too warm. I do love the Rustic shade because it's more neutral toned. It's not warm toned, but it's not a cool toned either. It's a really nice neutral brown. Maybe leans a little bit warm, but not as reddish as the Burnt Orange shade is. And I'm placing this a little bit lower, like still in my outer corner, but a tiny bit lower, and then whatever is left on the brush I'm just going to apply, like extend into my crease, but again a little bit lower than the Burnt Orange shade. And then after you place down the pigment, you can extend it into your outer corner to fade into the other shade. At this point the brush basically has no product on it, so I already placed the pigment right here in my outer corner, and then I can just play with it in order to get a flawless blend. Going to pick up a little bit more to intensify, and again stamping motions to place down the pigment into my outer corner. And then you can take your previous brush, no additional product on it, and just do little circular motions to blend the shades together. I do want even more intensity to this look, so I'm going to pick up Citrus Umber. We're basically building up the shades. This is a very dark brown, which I'm going to place again in my outer corner, but a tiny bit lower. We're basically trying to build up the blend. Like I said, this look is going to have black as well, but if I place black over a very light brown, it's not going to look as diffused as if we're building up the intensity. So this is very close to black, but not really black. So the black will blend very nicely into it. Count how many times I said black in this sentence. Then with my previous brush I'm diffusing it. I think I'm going to keep this shade just in my outer corner, not extending it into my crease like I did with the other ones. Just extending a little bit in my outer corner. Like I said, I'm not doing a wing liner, but I do want that extension of the eye. I do like the eyeshadow shape to be a little bit more extended, more cat-like. Now for the gold part, I'm going to pick up the shade Bronze, but I'm going to wet my brush first to create a more metallic look, even though we're going to top it with some additional glitter, gold dust. Let's see, I'm going to wet my brush first with a little bit of Catrice setting spray. I'm just going to pick up this, and we're going to apply it right where I left the space bare on my lid. Like, this palette is absolutely amazing. I think it's one of the best palettes I own in terms of quality and pigmentation, and just how it blends and how saturated and flawless the result is. And the shades are very flattering. I'm doing little stamping motions, and then I'm stopping right here, not going over the matte shades. Instead, I'm going to take, this is the brush that I used to apply that medium brown, the Rustic shade. It's going to go on this edge here to buff it out. And then on my outer corner as well, again to diffuse this edge of the shimmer and the matte. Maybe tap it with this little brush that I used to apply the darkest brown. Absolutely love how these shades perform. I'm always so blown away by this palette, I don't know why. Okay, time to add the black, and I'm going to use a pencil base. You can use gel liner or a pencil, or just go straight into eyeshadow, but it's not going to be as intense if you just use the eyeshadow. But if you want a softer look, eyeshadow works fine. This is a black pencil from Sephora collection. It's the Glide Liner. I think it's discontinued, but whatever. I have it, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to line my lash line first. I'm going to do a thinner line in my inner corner and then thickening as I reach my outer corner. Here I'm actually going to bring it upwards. Then I'm going to need a pencil brush or a smudging brush, whatever you have that's more small and dense. This is a Morphe M149. I'm going to use it to blend the pencil into the brown shades. So I'm starting from my outer corner, really diffusing. I'm also going to diffuse this lash line just to make it look a little bit softer. And what I want to do is diffuse this black into the brown, so you won't be able to tell where the black starts and where it ends. So I'm going to pick up the Noir shade from the Anastasia palette. So I'm just going to use the same pencil brush, pick up the Noir shade, the black shade. And I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to start from my outer corner. Basically what I want to do is set the pencil into place and also blend it into the brown shades. So I'm starting here, little stamping motions. And I also want to create a nice extension of the eye. You can place the pencil however you want to. Like, for example, if you're not doing this outer corner extension here and you just apply it on the lid and diffuse it with the black, it's going to make your eyes look a little bit more rounded. That kind of depends on your preferences. I do like a very cat lifted eye look. I'm going to apply some on my lash line again to set the pencil and to intensify it a bit. Not too much. Concentrating most of the product into my outer corner. In order to achieve a flawless blend here in my outer corner, I need to pick up some more of the Cypress Umber shade, the dark brown. And I'm going to go around the black. To really diffuse it into the other browns. And then I'm just diffusing with the fluffier brush, the one that I used to apply the medium brown with no additional product on it. Basically, you need to go back and forth between your brushes to make sure that everything is very well diffused and you don't see any harsh lines. And I'm going to use the fluffiest brush, the one that I used in the beginning, and really diffuse this outer corner. And you can see the difference that it makes, how it lifts my eye. I really like how it transforms my eye somehow and just changes the shape. You can see it looks a lot more lifted, a lot more cat-like. I really like this look. Since this gold is just shimmery and not actually glittery, I'm going to pick up my Stone Vibes palette by Urban Decay. Really love this for glitters. And I'm going to pick up this Tiger Eye shade. You can see I applied it here. It just adds a nice dimension to the look and it just looks more glittery. So I was debating whether or not I should use this palette or the Diamond Bomb by Fenty. But the Diamond Bomb has whitish glitter. This one, this particular glitter is gold, but it has pink reflexes. It's really interesting. I'm going to just pick it up on my finger and apply it over the gold. I'm trying not to go over the black, so I'm being very careful with it. Like, this is the only way you can apply these shades. I feel like the finger application works the best. I did not try wetting my brush though, but I mean, why bother? The finger application works amazing. I do wish that this palette had more wearable shades, like more champagne, soft pinks, you know. They do have a lot of blues, a lot of greens, these purples, but not a lot of them are very wearable, even though I do wear a lot of color, but yeah, you know. I have so many primers in my collection and I feel bad for not using them, so I'm going to use the Leveler Primer by Beauty Blender today. Okay, you can get, I don't think you can squeeze out more than half of this container's product, because it just cannot imagine having like half a bottle of this and trying to squeeze out the product. I think you need to cut it and maybe move it to another container. Do they not test these things? I don't know. Whatever, I'm just going to push it into my skin with my finger. Just going to use it on the center of my face, not really all over. I don't think it's necessary, because it's a smoothing primer, so I'm just going to use it where I have texture and open pores. I do want to test out this Hello Happy foundation from Benefit. I have never used it. The lid is broken, by the way, so just shake it a little bit, and I don't know, I'm curious. I don't know, this might be discontinued as well. Oh, the shade is a little bit too dark. Oh, a lot too dark. Let me just take something else to mix it with this shade. For a minute there I thought this was my right shade. It's a shade 3. I would probably need a 2. I don't know. This is Fenty Hydrating Longwear foundation in the shade 150. I'm just going to mix a little bit of that into the Hello Happy. This is a kind kind of the same tube as the beauty blender. What is wrong with brands? Let's cover this up. Now I can't really test how the Hello Happy foundation performs. Whatever, I think it's discontinued anyway, I'm not sure. They do have another foundation in a glass bottle. This is my Real Technique sponge. I'm just going to bounce the foundation into my skin. I don't think I can possibly use any other blending tool besides the sponge. I think the finish of the sponge is just flawless. It looks more natural, my skin looks more hydrated, glowier. I don't know, I just love the sponge. It doesn't have to be this sponge, although this is really good. I love how soft it is. Okay, that's a beautiful finish. These two foundations combined, it looks really good. I actually think both are discontinued. The Hydrating Longwear foundation by Fenty might be discontinued as well. I wasn't a big fan, by the way, so I don't mind that. Okay, next I'll do some clean contouring. I'm going to use my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation in the shade Honey. This might be discontinued as well. I'm just using old products today. This shade looks very yellow on camera. I promise that in real life it's really nice. But I think I need to decrease my saturation or something in my camera settings so it doesn't pick up so much yellow. I applied it a little bit too low. Like, this is perfect for me to use as contour, and on my camera it looks yellow. I will try to work these settings and see if I can fix that. So I'm going to contour under my cheekbones, doing little stamping motions, a little bit underneath my nose. I'm not actually going to do a full nose contour, just underneath, just to shorten it a little bit visually. And then I'm going to blend a little bit down my jawline. And what I like to do, especially when I have a brown smoky eye like this, is I contour my temples and basically connect the eyeshadow to my temple contour. But I have to be really careful since this is cream contouring. It can easily mess up the eyeshadow. Then what I like to do is take my sponge and just blend the edges of the contour, just so it melts better into my foundation. I don't know how this looks on camera, but in real life my skin looks flawless, except for the dark circles that I need to cover. Like the under eye discoloration, let's not call it dark circles. I don't have particularly bad dark circles. I do have just a tiny bit of discoloration, which we're going to cover with these concealers. I'm going to mix my Stay Naked by Urban Decay with the Fenty Pro Filter. This is in the shade 140 and this is in the shade 40 and N. I'm going to apply some of the Stay Naked first, and then going to combine it with the Fenty just to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to use the same sponge. Actually, I'm just going to turn it around. I'm going to use it to blend in the concealer. I'm going to be careful here not to ruin the contour, but I do like to extend the concealer into right here underneath my temple contour. I feel like this lifts up the just lifts the cheekbones visually. Lately, I really like setting my under eye with a sponge. I'm just using a dry sponge and picking up some powder. And first I'm going to make sure there are no creases. And I'm going to go over the concealer and just set it with this sponge. I feel like it smooths and brightens up. It does feel a little bit more drying than setting with a brush. And the oils won't peek through in the pores area, and it kind of smooths out the pores. Really love that. Okay, next I will apply some powder bronzer as well, just to set this outer portion of my face, since I'm not going to use loose powder there. This is my Noir nude bronzer. I'm going to pick it up on a Morphe 405 brush. I'm just going to stamp a little bit of that just slightly above the contour. I'm not going to apply a lot of it since I don't want a very harsh contour. I'm just going to dust some of that to add some warmth. And again, I like diffusing it into my eyeshadow. And I'm not being as precise as I was with the contour. You can just dust it all over. Especially since this is not such a dark shade. Then for blush, I'm going to go for this Makeup Forever. It's a warm corally blush, and yeah, really love it, but it's really pigmented. I really need to be careful with it. The number has faded. It's from Makeup Forever. It's from their Artist Face Color range, but yeah, it's basically a mono. From Makeup Forever you can pick up monos and just create your face palette. They do have some eyeshadows to create an eye palette. I don't think that's worth it though. The eyeshadows are pretty expensive, but the face products are really nice. Okay, for highlighter I'm going to use this Becca cpop, since we're using very discontinued products. Just going to stamp it on my cheekbones. To dust it around the center of my face, a little bit above my brows. I actually think I'm going to use this around my eyes as well, so I'm going to stamp my inner corner with it, and then a little bit underneath the arch of my brow. Okay, I can go back to my eyes now that my face is looking absolutely flawless, except for this one thing. I think I did not remove this brow gel around my brows, and it just created a weird patch. Whatever, it's not that noticeable, so it's okay. I will start doing my lower lash line by applying this black pencil on my waterline, and I actually did it off camera, but I lined underneath my lashes as well. For a dark look like this, is very important to not be able to see the skin color. I feel like that can make the look a little bit more unprofessional, so pay attention to this little detail. If you used very big brushes on the upper lid, I suggest you switch to smaller brushes for the lower lash line. Since I use this pretty small pencil brush, I can just use the same one on the lower lash line. I'm just going to pick the black shade and go in between my lashes, basically very close to my actual lash line. I'm also going to use this to set the pencil into place. And then I'm going to be very careful to apply it all the way to my other corner and connect it to the top part. Kind of makes the look more cohesive in some way. You might be asking yourself, how low should you go on your lower lash line for you to not look like a panda? Actually, what I like to do is stop right where my eye bags are ending. So I will apply the shadow all the way down here, but I'm not going to apply the black all the way down here, obviously. I'm just going to use the brown shades and blend the colors all the way down to here. I just like covering my entire eye bag with eyeshadow. I feel like it's going to be sunken back somehow visually. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to apply the dark brown as well. Basically apply kind of the same shades that I use on my upper lid. I don't think I'm going to apply all of them because I do not have the space to apply all of them, but we're going to try and create a nice fade here. And again, I will connect it to the top part. Then I'm going to take Rustic. I think I'm going to skip burnt orange on my lower lash line. I'm just going to finish up with Rustic and just apply it like left and right motions and really diffuse it into my skin and also into the other corner. Just make sure that you don't apply a lot of pressure and don't apply a lot of shadow. Don't pick up a lot of shadow from the palette, especially with this Anastasia palette. It's really pigmented, so I would rather build it up than apply too much in the beginning. By the way, if you need to, you can take your fluffy brush, and then you can take your fluffy brush and go over the eyeshadow and just diffuse it. If you went maybe a little too hard with the foundation and concealer and you created a harsh line here. Okay, now I will go off camera and apply some mascara and false lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on, and dude, these are the prettiest lashes that I've ever worn. I had these for almost like a year and a half at this point. These are the Lush Beauty Chic lashes. I know they are so flattering. I just can't find anything that's similar. I'm usually the girl that wants to find affordable options whenever she can. I cannot find something that's as flattering as this, that's more affordable. They are 3D, like they from the side they curl very nicely, and the hairs are just perfectly placed, and the outer corner is a little bit longer, which again emphasize that cat eye look. I just can't. They are amazing. Okay, let's do our lips. I'm going to use, I haven't used this in a while, I just found it in my makeup collection. It's the Wet n Wild Color Recon pencil. It's a lip liner in the shade, I think it's Willow. Yeah, I think this is the shade. It's a huge lip liner. I have not seen such a big lip liner ever. But let's see. I wonder why I stopped using this. Not very pigmented. I usually go for a pretty pigmented lip liner in order to be able to overline and for it not to be this noticeable, but I cannot overline with this. I just realized. Let me go grab something else. Okay, this is the Boysenberry's lip pencil in the shade Butter Nude. See, this is way more pigmented, and I'm able to hide my lip line with this. Am I the only one that actually enjoys the overline look? Like, even if I had lip fillers, I think I would still overline. I'm going to apply this Sephora Collection Nude lipstick. Again, a discontinued product, I'm sorry. It's in the shade SN02. Of course, you do not need the same product in order to recreate this look. There are a ton of nude lipsticks out there. Okay, and I think I want a little bit of gloss as well, so I'm going to pick this Essence Shine 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 lip gloss. Just apply some in the center of my lips. That is it for today's video. Really hope you like how this look came out. It's very glamorous, perfect for a night out, a party. I really love it. My teenage self would have been proud of me. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're having the most beautiful day ever, and I'll see you next time. Bye!